Hello everybody, this is Vorsaber here, and today I will be opening my streaming career with a Nuzlocke run of Rising Ruby. For those of you that don't know, Rising Ruby is a ROM hack of Omega Ruby that increases the difficulty exponentially, but also allows you to pretty much do everything in one game. You don't have to trade other games to catch all 721 Pokemon, as well as it makes most items that would be only attainable through other means available at Pokemarts and places in the game. So today will be the first stream. I will go ahead and pick our starter today, and then we will fight our rival. And that will be pretty much this episode. That should take up the time. Just let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments. Below I'll also have a list of the rules that I'll be following during this Nuzlocke run, so for those of you who want to make sure that I'm sticking to the rules. Other than that, though, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm really excited to play through this ROM. I did play the opening portion of it a little bit here, and we're running into a little bit of a technical glitch. Alright, technical glitch was fixed. For some reason, when running the ROM hack, if you open a game prior to launching it for the first time, it crashes, and you have to launch it, I guess, on a quote-quote clean system. You have to reboot it once. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to play this game in English, as that is my native tongue. And here we go. Now, this opening sequence here is a lot of what most of us are used to here for most Pokemon games. If you've played any in the past, it's not that different. But right here, they just introduced Rising Ruby, Sinking Sapphire. Drano was the maker of this game with the help of the community on Project Pokemon. He's a very, very good ROM hacker. As far as what he's made in the past, Volt White, Blaze Black, those types of games, just with increased difficulty of popular Pokemon games. So I'm really excited to jump in here. It's amazing in this ROM. There's about 10 plus different Pokemon in each area you can catch. And that's what excited me about doing a Nuzlocke run with this particular game. Because the variety pretty much guarantees, first off, you're not going to get a duplicate. Second off, that you're going to be able to possibly get things that don't just suck. You know, 7 Zigzagoons and 2 Rattatas. You know, you're going to get things that you might actually want to use, and maybe a party that you're not used to. Because of the variety, I won't be using Dupe's Claws or anything of that like in this run-through. I will be running through the rules of the first Pokemon you catch in each area. That's the only one you can catch, the first one you see. If it faints, then you don't get it. If your Pokemon faints on your team at any time, it's dead. No exceptions. I will not be using a dead box in this run. I believe in releasing the Pokemon completely. It has a sense of finality to it. And it's a lot better, I think, a lot more impactful than just putting it in a box to look at later. I'm going to go ahead and choose a boy for this run. I know a lot of people choose girls, but I don't know. I like to match my own gender, personally. So I'll be picking a boy, and we'll go ahead and name ourselves here. Vorsaber. Easy enough. All right. But, yeah, definitely excited. Some of the other rules I'll be playing through on this Nuzlocke run are that if my team faints completely and I black out, unlike most runs, I'm not going to call it quits there. The only time that I have fully, completely, and 100% lost this game is if everything in my box has fainted. Now, if there's nothing really worth training in my box and it just gets to the point where a blackout's pretty much game over anyway, I'm not going to put you guys through that. But if I have anything decent left in the box, I'll keep this series running until the last Pokemon. Well, shit. Okay. I thought that was an issue, but evidently not. Okay. Must be just a memory patch I used to make sure that I can still stay connected to the capture software. But yep, we're here on the truck, and let's go ahead and get forward here. I do want to apologize a little bit for the lag in the stream. I'm not currently on my home router, so there will be a little bit of stuttering here. I hope to rectify that in the future, as well as make the audio a little higher quality. I do need to invest in a better microphone as well. So just let me know in the comments if this series is something you guys are seriously going to watch. Like, comment, subscribe. And if I get enough of you, I'll make sure to really bring some extra quality to these videos. So the typical Ruby entrance here, if you've ever played Ruby. Now, they didn't change a whole lot of the dialogue in the game. There are very few dialogue things changed. It's mostly just going to be changes to the mechanics, Pokemon in every area, like I said, and what you can purchase. And then also the teams, of course, of your opponents. They're going to be more Pokemon and at higher levels. So like important people usually have a team of 6, so like your gym leaders and such. So it's not just like your typical 3DS Pokemon games, where the gym leaders in Elite Four are, for the most part, pushovers, but they actually can come at you with some pretty good force there. Wow, the lag is really bad right now. Let me see if I can do something about that. Let's save our game real quick before I start messing with that, but let me go ahead and play around with that for a second. Alright, so I fixed the issues that we were having with the lag by reducing the quality of the stream, and I mean, you can see it's a little pixelated now, but definitely running smoother. I don't think that pixelation is really going to affect anything you need to see right now, but hopefully in future streams we can fix that by being on, of course, a better router. So right now we need to set our clock. It's kind of interesting that they still make us do this. This was actually back in the day when we had Game Boy Advance cartridges. For those of you that are younger, haven't played the Game Boy Advance, the only way to keep time was actually to set the clock in the game, which was then powered by a battery that was in the cartridge. As those cartridges got older, those batteries would die, and actually right around now is when those batteries are starting to run out of power, and the time-based events no longer happen in those games. Now, the cool thing is that we never really have to worry about that anymore with future generations, because we've gotten a lot better, but just find it interesting they still make you go through setting the clock. Kind of gonna see here, Dad's on TV, which, if you know anything about the storyline, your dad basically leaves your entire family to go be a gym leader. And I've always found it interesting, thought maybe that the main character resented him slightly for that, and why he became a trainer himself to show the old man up. If you've ever seen the original Nuzlocke comics, they actually kind of make a note on that, or a touch on that, with the character Good Ruby, which is the Norman's, your dad's the gym leader, his Vigoroth. He called him Good Ruby because he loved him more than you. So, kind of a interesting little thing. But so I'm gonna go here and meet my rival next door. Unfortunately, we can't name them in this one, so I can't name them Dix or anything funny. So I guess it is just May. But once we're done with this, we'll go out and we'll pick our starter. Now, I've given it some thought on what starter I'd like to choose in this one, and basically kind of my logic is this. Trico is not a bad choice, but grass-type Pokemon are moderately available in the Hoenn region, and even though Trico does eventually evolve to be Grass Dragon, not the best choice in my opinion. Mudkip, once again, not really a great choice because there are so many water types in the Hoenn region. You'll just get flooded with those, and you just got lots of choices. So why have your starter Pokemon be another water type? So I'm going to actually go with Torchic, and I usually pick fire types in my playthroughs, but the reason why I'm picking Torchic is not just that this time around. Fire types are actually rather limited in this region. Pretty much you can only catch them around the volcano. So I think that Torchic would probably be a good choice. Not to mention, there's a chance for the starters to have their hidden ability in this ROM hack, and a speed boost Torchic is fantastic. They automatically get their max IVs in this version, which is nice, but with that chance of a hidden ability, I think Torchic will be the best option. So let's go ahead and go out here and pick our starter. Get Professor Birch being chased by a Poochyena right here. And we're going to go ahead and grab our starter. No, I'm not walking away. I'm trying to hit the thing. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, we're going to pick Torchic here. And take a look and see what we got. So there's the Poochyena, and here's our Torchic. Our Torchic is a male Torchic, so that is interesting. I mean, we can't breed more, but you know what, male's fine. Let's go ahead and hit this Poochyena with Ember. We're just going to spam Ember until we knock it out. Here's the tackle. Let's get hit with another Ember. Doesn't look like this Torchic got its hidden ability. That kind of sucked. Speed boost would have been a nice little addition, but all right. So we're gonna go ahead and actually we're gonna nickname this Torchic. I like to play with the nicknames clause. I think that when you actually have a loss on your team, the nicknames clause really adds more weight to it. So when you lose somebody, you know, you're more attached by getting them a name. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this Torchic, and we're going to give it a name. Now, I have an idea of what I want to name it. If you've ever seen the movie Joe Dirt, there was a character, and he was a Native American fireworks salesman that also wanted to be a veterinarian or something like that, or a veterinarian. And he went by the name, or the nickname, Kickin' Wing. And Torchic being a fire type and fighting type, when it evolves, kind of fireworks and kicking. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to call him Kickin' Wing. Kickin' Wing. Awesome. Alright, and it seemed like he didn't have the speed boost ability, which kind of, it's a little annoying, but it is what it is. The 2 playthroughs I ran, or not really playthroughs, but when I tested this ROM on the first 3 routes, the Torchic that I had every time actually got its hidden ability. So it's kind of annoying that this one hasn't, but let's see if he's got some good stats otherwise. So let's go ahead and first we're gonna save here. We're going to take whatever we get here, so no going back and changing it. Alright, let's look at our Torchic here. Alright, so... Right. That's not the best nature. Lower attack, higher special defense. Well... Cool. Calm Torchic. I guess that we're gonna just go with it. It's not the best nature, it's actually kind of bad, lowering his attack like that, so we're just going to have to make the best of it. He's our Kickin' Wing, and yeah, we're going to go from there. Apologize for saving so much, it's kind of a habit. But let's go ahead and head out onto Route 101 here and go face our rival for the first time. The cool thing is wild Pokemon can have hidden abilities as well, just randomly. You don't have to use the Dex Nav to do that anymore. And also, they can have egg moves, you know, without using the Dex Nav. Yeah, so that can make things kind of useful and interesting. Okay, looks like we've got a Pidgey here. We're gonna go ahead and use Ember and just knock this thing out. Now, I don't have Poké Balls yet, so even though I can't catch this one, it doesn't count against my limit for this route or anything like that, because that would just be ridiculous. Because of course I don't have any way of catching it. But once I do get some Poké Balls, that matters. I'm still going to follow by the blackout clause, so if this Pidgey were to manage to knock me out, I would still lose this game. And it looks like the Pidgey actually made me use the held Oran Berry. The cool thing is in this version, you get a free Oran Berry with your starter, and I was hoping to not use that until I fought my rival, but you know what? It's going to keep me alive, so that works for me. We're going to level up off that Pidgey and move on here. Let's look at the 10 potions in the next town here, so that'll be useful. Help us get where we want to go when we're fighting a rival. So we're going to go ahead and do the Poochyena. And if you notice, the last Pokemon, the Pidgey, doesn't normally appear on this route, so that's actually part of the mod, is it changes what appears. For those of you that go back to the red, blue, and yellow days, Pidgey was one of the first bird Pokemon you could catch, and it's kind of interesting to have that throwback. It would be interesting, definitely, to have a Pidgey that we could train up into a Pidgeot on our team here, but we're going to have to actually get to that point. So I'm getting a little bit worried about my Torchic. He's getting quite a beating from these higher level Pokemon on Route 1. I just need to make it through this grass right here, and I'll be alright. So I'm just going to run through. Okay, we're safe. Whew! I'm going to get my 10 potions, and that should keep me going here. And the Pokemon Center will help me heal him up, prevent him from dying. I'm going to need to go back into the grass here, grind up a little bit, because unlike the previous versions of this game, your, what do you want to call it, your rival is also higher level. Normally it would be level 5, but in this version they are level 6, and their Pokemon also is boosted. The IV and EV spreads are a real thing in this, not just higher levels, so it's difficult all around. Really turns it from a easy-going, fun-loving Pokemon game into something a little bit more competitive. So I'm really excited to see, you know, how this goes, if we can actually meet the challenge that is put before us, and I'm also excited to see what kind of team we build with all the variety that we have in this version of the game. So real quick, we're just going to grind up to level 7. I believe Torchic learns Sand Attack at level 7, and Sand Attack is going to be invaluable in our first battle against May. Reducing their accuracy, or reducing Mudkip's accuracy is going to keep us alive a lot longer. Alright, so it looks like we just knock out this Pidgey, we should be at level 7. So even though it's a little bit more difficult, because of the higher levels, we do level up a little bit faster, so that's going to help us progress the way that we want to in this particular ROM hack. So we're going to go ahead and just continue with this here. Hit it with another Ember. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Okay. I don't want to lose so early in this game. That would be terrible. Okay, we've leveled to 7. Picked up that Sand Attack. That is awesome. Okay, and let's head back to town here. I think I can take on May here. Granted, the lower attack is not going to help me any right now, and later, that's just really going to suck. Man. I wonder if there's a Ditto available somewhere we can breed the ability out of this one. Well, without the right help, it's max IVs. We'll be alright. I'm more worried about it than I should be, probably. So, on to Route 103. We're going to go ahead and meet May here and just jump right into our first rival battle. I'm just going to make sure my team is ready to face the challenge. So what do we got going on here? I would have really liked to set Kick and Wing up as a physical sweeper, and I probably still will. I mean, I suppose I could do Special Attack. That would be interesting, to do a special Blaziken, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's rearrange that there. We've got our potions. Yeah, let's do this. So we'll initiate the conversation in the battle here. She's going to tell us some junk about Pokemon she found before she decides she wants to try and kick her teeth in. So, alright, here we go. Mudkip versus Torchic. Luckily, the Mudkip I don't believe knows any water-type moves right now, so we shouldn't have any troubles here. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it with some sand attacks. And we're going to get its accuracy down. If we're lucky, it won't be able to get a lot of hits off on us, and we'll reduce it to the point where it can barely hit us at all. So I may just bring it down 6 levels on accuracy and use a potion to keep us ahead of water here. I don't want to risk losing the game here. We're already down 50% on our attack, but you know, we're already 10% down, an extra 50%. That's cool. Alright, avoiding our first damage there. We're about halfway down on their stat lowering. We can do it about 6 times before their accuracy is as low as it goes. So 2 more times, and that Mudkip will be really lucky to get hit off. But every once in a while it's still going to get in there. And one more. I think we're also going to drop its attack by 50%, so I'm going to hit it with a couple of Brawls too. Oh, that's a scratch. Oh well, I guess it's getting scratched. Like I said, Growl a couple times here. I want to make it so when it does hit, it really isn't that bad. If we can avoid using a potion, that would be great. So, one more Growl. And then we're going to go into attacking. Now, I'm not sure if I just want to scratch it. The scratch doesn't really do a lot of damage. So I'm wondering if special attack, even though it's resistant to it, maybe the Ember will be better. Let's try Ember and see if that does more. And it does maybe a few HP more. Okay, we'll use Ember here. It's not going to be affected by Growl, so at least it's consistent damage. And if we're lucky, we'll get a burn off, and that'll help us win pretty easy here without having to use a potion. If I start getting into the yellow, though, I'm going to use one. I can't risk a critical hit and that ending me, so right now, actually, I'm going to have to use one. I'm going to go ahead and potion on our Kicking. And with that, there shouldn't be any reason why we can't win this battle. And also probably level up to 8. Once we finish this, we'll follow May back to New Bark Town, and we will get our Poké Balls, and then that will be the end of this episode. I think it's a good stopping point. In the next episode, we will meet our first team member. Now, we have no idea what that's going to be, but if anybody's interested in maybe giving some name suggestions, go ahead and place them in the comments, and I will definitely take those into consideration. If we've got some good names, I think I'll leave it up to you guys to name those things. So that, I think, will be what we do. Try to keep it PG-13. I don't want to have to name anything vulgar or anything like that. Not to mention the game's profanity filter will probably kick in if I try to name it anything too bad. So I'm fine with funny names. Just keep it PG-13, please. And if we end up naming anything and the name doesn't really fit it, when we hit the name rater, I think I'll have a name rater episode, and we'll go through and see if we want to rethink anybody's names, and I'll have you guys give suggestions on what you think would be good names for everybody on the team. So, beat May. That was successful. She healed us up, so we should have no trouble getting back to New Bark Town. Alright, gonna follow her. I'm sorry, New Bark Town? Wow, Little Root Town. Man, what generation is New Bark Town? Is that Silver? Man, I'm getting mixed up. That's how you know I'm getting old. Not young. Not anymore. Alright. So he's going to give us our Pokedex, and she's going to give us some balls. Which will help us catch the first Pokemon that will join us on our quest for greatness. One cool thing I did notice in this is they do reduce the price of Pokeballs at Pokemon Centers to only $50 Pokédollars instead of $200, so it really is less of a burden to buy the balls, so you can spend more money on like healing items and things so your party doesn't completely just get ganked. But awesome, we are set to go. I'm going to go ahead and save it right here. So yeah, go ahead and let me know what you guys thought of the stream, and if you have any suggestions or anything like that, just leave them in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for joining us on our first episode.